welcome to our program Where God Weeps. Today we take you to East Africa, to Kenya. The ethnic variety of Kenya has produced a vibrant culture, but is also a source of conflict. It is my pleasure to introduce to you today Bishop James Maria Kungu of the Murang'a Diocese, the cradle of Catholic evangelization in central Kenya. Welcome, Bishop Wainaina.
Thank you.
James Maria Wainaina, why so many names?
Because that's how I'm called, and I added the name Maria when I was being consecrated so that I could take Mary as my protector and guide during my episcopacy.
Now, your region where you are a bishop now is the Murang'a Diocese.
Yes.
And it's said that it is the cradle of Catholic evangelization. Are you proud of that?
I'm very proud of that. Yes. Our parish, one of our parishes, it is called Tuthu. It is the very first place where Consolata missionaries came in Kenya in 1902. So I'm happy that they came to my diocese.
Do you think it has been of a positive influence, the Catholic faith?
It has, and it had been, especially in the past. But by and by, things change. And as it is now, now the parish is coming up again. But there was a time that there was a lull. Things were down and going down. But now we can see the place coming up again. The Consolata missionaries are taking interest again to raise it. Myself, I'm also trying to do some kind of a campaign so that more and more Christians can be visiting the place as a site of pilgrimage like that. Otherwise, I'm happy that that is the very first place that the missionaries came.
Now, you are a very new bishop in the diocese.
Yes.
How was it to be appointed a bishop?
It was surprising as it was also striking. Because I did not, I did not expect at that moment in my life to be appointed a bishop.
Too soon? Too early?
Not too early. Probably, I would say, the time that I would have expected was past.
Because you were still studying, or?
Because I had done 10 years of administration, and then I went for studies for five and a half years. And then I came back to the country, and I was there I was teaching in the seminary. Part of that time, I was the rector of the seminary for 7.5 years. So I was feeling tired, and I would have wished to relax and do some work that is less involving.
So why did you say yes then?
I remember telling the nuncio that I was very tired and I needed rest. But he encouraged me. He told me that the God who has invited me will also give me strength. There were 3 months in which I could take a bit of a rest even before taking consecration. So, and then I have always thought that it is good to take something that is challenging. What will help the church? If my gifts can help the church, or anybody else for that matter, I always say that I'm ready to do that.
Now, it is said that you have not very much pastoral experience. Is that difficult for you because you have been in the administration for such a long time?
I had a lot of contact with the pastoral field even when I was a rector. I used to go to parishes. When I was the rector, I had to go to make a lot of appeals to the Christians for the support of the seminary. And I would know the situation in the parishes. I would celebrate Mass for Christians. I would listen to the parish priests who would be expressing their difficulties, their challenges, even as they were expressing their possibility of assisting the seminary. So I was quite aware of the situation. Again, when you're in the seminary, you really have to listen outside because you are teaching future priests. And that was I took that to be my profession. So I used to listen very much to the priests who are in the field so that I could be able to talk to my seminarians in a lively way, in a relevant manner, to give them relevant material.
And what do you think is most important to give to your priests just before they go out to their parishes?
When they are ordained, first of all, it is to encourage them, to make them know that the pastoral field is what they have trained for, and they are ready for that. But then I also give them the assurance. Those who are in my diocese, I tell them, I'm your father. I would want to help you. I would want to be with you. So know that you are not alone. And the few, I like to stay with them before consecration, before ordination, 1 month, 1 week, like that. And that is time for assurance, even as I continue to see how the Lord has formed them, brought them up. I like to assure them and to show them that there is something that they can offer.
And is the point of celibacy something difficult for your priests?
Celibacy is not easy, but once again it is a gift. Where the person who has taken celibate life has taken a gift from God, and it is truly a gift. It is there. So that even in moments of difficulty, when one remembers that this is something that God has given me, a grace, it is not natural. It is not natural. It is a gift, like Christ said. So when somebody remembers that, he's able to take strength and to feel that the grace of God strengthens him even to be able to continue and to face the challenges that are there at the moment.
Because it is not something natural out of your culture to live a celibate life.
It is not in any culture really to live a celibate life. It is a gospel value. It's Christ who introduced it. He said that some people willingly remain without the institution of marriage so that they can give service. So it is not our natural inclination is to marriage, any culture. So also in my culture. So I would say that we have difficulties, but those difficulties are there everywhere, and I'm sure we are able to overcome them. So many priests have been living their celibate life, and I think they've been living it well.
And do you have enough vocations to serve the Catholic Church in your diocese?
We have vocations. I wouldn't say that they are enough. In fact, I would say that at the moment I'm doing a campaign, and I have a very lively priest who is doing vocational animation, and he has changed the whole situation.
And in which direction has he changed it?
In increasing the numbers, doing, following the young people, organizing seminars for them and workshops, and following them even in their families, like that, in their parishes, in their families, in the schools, even as they are coming up in the schools, he follows them. He's able to follow them. He's very lively. He's also actually the youth coordinator in my diocese. So in his time, we have seen the numbers of vocations coming up. There is, this year we are going to ordain 5 deacons, 5, 6, 10, like that, every class like that, coming up like that. So we see, we have a lot of hope.
But you yourself, you're a young bishop. Where then did you get your good education?
I'm not very young as a person. As a bishop, I am young, but I started my education in mid-60s. And at that time, the economy of the country was still good. Actually, the economy deteriorated in the 80s, mid-80s, towards 90s, and then 2000.
And that's the time when in your diocese education was very bad?
It was very bad, yes.
And why?
Because the parents could not get enough money to educate their children.
Why did the economy go down then in the 80s?
I believe that the politics of that time ran down the two sectors, the tea industry and the coffee industry.
Was it because of corruption?
I believe it was because of corruption.
And then what happened to your diocese?
Because of that, since our Christians, our people, very much depend on these two industries, they were not able to get enough income, and therefore they were not able to do their parental duty of educating their children. So that we can say that there were so many children who did not go to school, and we can also note that at that time there was no free education.
So what happened then?
The effect was, is what we are seeing today, that there are so many young men and women who are not employed, who are not able to employ themselves. We just see them sitting up in places and walking up and down in the countryside without employing, not able to employ themselves or to get employed. We see quite a lot of disillusionment. They are disillusioned, they don't know what they can do or where to get help.
So for them it's a vicious circle. They don't have work, they are poor, they get nothing to eat.
Yes, it is that kind of vicious cycle. But I would say it is also the cause of the problems that we have in the society today. In my part of the country, we have a big problem of the group that is called Mungiki, which is a religious, socio-political group, and now turning criminal. In fact, it is very criminal because it does a lot of violence. So many of these young people...
The violence breaks down the society.
Sure, it does, because it affects many sectors in the society. It affects the school, the education, so that even children cannot be able to frequent the schools well. The teachers are not able to teach well.
Is that out of fear?
Out of fear, yes. Also economy, because those people who are rich choose to remain in the cities, and they don't come during the weekends or during their annual leaves to develop their local places because of fear of this group. It was a vicious group.
Because this group, what do they do then?
What they do is that when somebody comes into the local area, somebody from outside with a car, he may be charged. He will be stopped on the roads and asked to pay something. If not, the place where he visited, those people, the homestead where he has visited, would be asked to pay in the evening, during the hours of night. They may be visited, or even during the day. The Mungiki members will come and will say, you need to pay this amount of money. So this causes fear. People who can be able to develop the place, they have to keep off.
Have you met this group already?
I've not been able to meet them because they are very secretive. They would not very much wish to come in the forefront and state that I am a Mungiki person, because they have been proscribed by the government. They are not legal. So they wouldn't like to come in the open to say that I am so and so and I belong to this group. We only see effects of what they are doing, and we know. And maybe through the telephone, or through the telephone, they may say that we are Mungiki, but they will not come and confront you and say we are Mungiki. In any case, when they come and do that, they are wreaking violence. So you may not be there tomorrow to say that I was attacked by Mungiki, because you may not be there.
So are you afraid of these Mungiki people?
I've never been specifically afraid, probably because I've never really been in an area, in a place where one needs really to fear. However, even in the place where I am, they can come even in Bishop's house. There are people who are able to do that. They organize themselves perfectly, and they are able to infiltrate in every institution, and they are able to. They would be able to even to come to my place. But I've never had a particular fear. I've always told myself that, one, I'm not accusing them wrongly, and I don't accuse them. In fact, I try as much as I can to help those who are without employment. They will not say that I'm Mungiki, but if they come and say I'm without employment, I can give employment when it is possible. And I've been saying it during my sermons. I've been saying that those who are without jobs, those who are without education, and instead of joining this group of Mungiki, let them come forward. We shall assist them. We shall look for funds. We shall look for assistance, even through the government, even through NGOs, to assist them the much we can. I've been doing that. So I don't fear, and I've been saying that even in the countryside when I go to preach.
Who are these Mungiki people? Is it a tribe?
Mungiki, they belong to particularly one tribe, and that is my tribe.
Your own tribe?
My own tribe. And it is actually the tribe of the people where I live. That's why, in fact, many people associate Muranga area with Mungiki. They say that is the heart of Mungiki tribe, Mungiki people rather. But even in other parts of the country, there are equivalent groups, but they are not as showy. They are not as big. They are not as organized as Mungiki. In fact, Mungiki is the one group that has given the government really a headache.
But why? Do they have a certain agenda? Do they want to achieve something special?
I would say that Mungiki has been born out of many situations. For instance, in a way, they first of all showed themselves as a religious group that wants to go back from Christian principles, from Christian way of life, from Christian expressions, religious. Then they are also cultural, because they belong to one culture. So they have that cultural aspect. And they therefore wanted to promote the culture of that one tribe, Kikuyu. Then they are also political, because they have been, they talk of injustices, political injustices in the past, that they did not get land, they were sent away from their land, etc. That after the Mau Mau uprising that brought about independence, they were not compensated enough. Then it is also, you can say, social. It has a social dimension also, because it talks about keeping the society from certain evils. That's what it says. Like, for instance, paradoxically, in fact, they teach against alcoholism, and they don't take alcohol, or rather, if what they say is true, and other social evils. Then they are also criminal. There's a criminal aspect, because they kill, or rather, we hear that they are killing. They are the ones who kill. Sometimes they own up the violence that they have done, they own it up sometimes, but very often they don't. But we know, or people know, that it is Mongiki that has done some kind of violence. So they have all those aspects. So we can say that those aspects also express the origin of Mongiki.
But now what I don't understand, you say yourself you're also from the Mongiki tribe. Is there a part...
It's not Mongiki tribe, Kikuyu tribe, because many people... Mongiki is a group that forms itself from the Kikuyu tribe. And
those are not Christians?
Some of them have been Christians. So that's why we ask ourselves, where did we go wrong as Christians, that they now want to go back instead of going forward in Christianity, in Christian life. They want to go back to the old traditional religion. Why is the traditional religion more appealing? We wanted to answer those questions. We would want to answer those questions so that more and more people do not feel the appeal, the desire to go back to traditional religions. What did we do in Christianity that was not appealing enough to draw them away from?
That's right.
Yes.
If I ask you the question, what is not appealing?
I don't know. I would say at this point, I wouldn't say I know exactly what is not appealing in Christianity that is making them to seek to go back.
But if you could make an appeal, what would you say then? What is best about being a Catholic?
I believe that our Catholic way of life and our Catholic doctrine is very good, is true. I've never found any contradiction in our Catholic teaching. And also the way of life that is demanded by that is also very good. It is true, it is correct, it is right, and it is just. The practice of it, we go wrong from one place, another place like that. We are not able to meet or to live perfectly, really, the teachings of Christ, the teachings of the gospel. Probably this could be one of the things that makes such people to feel like they would want to go back. But those challenges, I would say, should not make people to go back, because who is perfect? There's nobody who is perfect. Even in traditional religions, there was a lot of imperfection, and we are trying to be. We are making an effort to be true followers of Christ, and we shall continue to make that effort.
Thank you, Bishop James Maria Wainaina, for this interview.
Thank you too for inviting me to this interview so that I can express my views.
And thank you for watching our program Where God Weeps. And if you want to know more on how you can help the Catholic Church in Kenya, then please log on to our website, which is posted at the end of our program. And we hope to see you again next week. Take care.